Think you're doing pull-ups right? Let me ask you this. Do your elbows ache after a few sets? Does your grip give out way before your back feels worked? Or maybe you've been cranking out pull-ups for months, but your lats don't seem to be growing. If any of that sound familiar, there's a good chance you're doing them wrong. And here's the kicker. Most people in the gym are too. See, pull-ups are one of the purest tests of body strength. They are raw, honest, and they don't lie. Either you can pull your body weight up with control, or you can't. But the real trap is this. Doing pull-ups with sloppy form doesn't just hold you back from building muscle. It can actually wreck your shoulders and strain your joints over time. So before we talk about the perfect pull-up, let's shine a light on the mistakes almost everyone makes and why they are secretly sabotaging your progress. First mistake, treating it like an arm exercise. Watch the average person attempt to pull up, and you'll notice they are basically curling their body up using only their biceps. Their shoulders are shrugged, their chest is caved in, and all the tension is in the arms. The problem? Pull-ups are primarily a back exercise. If your arms are doing all the work, you're missing the entire point. It's like buying a sports car and then never taking it out of first gear. You're using just a fraction of the potential. Second mistake, half representatives. You've seen this. People barely moving up and down, sometimes bobbing their chin over the bar for half a second. Sure, it strokes the ego because you can count more representatives, but in reality, you're training your muscles to a fraction of their range. Imagine practicing sprinting by only taking baby steps. You'd never build speed. Same with pull-ups, half representatives, half results. Third mistake, the kip and swing. Unless you're doing CrossFit where the kip is part of the sport, swinging your legs like a dolphin to launch yourself up is just cheating. Momentum isn't muscle. And vice, that swinging puts stress on your lower back and shoulders in ways that aren't meant to handle it. Over time, that little boost can turn into nagging injuries. Fourth mistake, ignoring shoulder position. This one's subtle but huge. Most people start a pull-up with their shoulders shrugged toward their ears. That's like trying to push a car with a parking brake on. You're forcing your arms to do the job without letting your back muscles fully engage. And here's a little secret. The key to a strong, safe pull-up actually starts before you even bend your elbows. It starts with the way you set your shoulders. Fifth mistake, not engaging the core. Your body isn't just your arms and back. It's one connected chain. If your core is loose, your legs start swinging. Your lower back arches, and suddenly the whole rep turns messy. Think of your core like the foundation of a skyscraper. If it's unstable, the entire structure wobbles. That's why gymnasts, who are masters of body control, seem to float up to the bar effortlessly. Their core is rock solid. Now, why do these mistakes matter? Because every time you pull yourself up with bad form, you're teaching your body the wrong pattern. Your brain doesn't know the difference between good reps and bad reps. It just knows repetition. And those patterns become habits. It's like learning to write with your non-dominant hand. If you start sloppy, all you'll ever be able to do is messy handwriting. But if you learn the right strokes early, your progress skyrockets. So here's the big question. How do you fix all of this? What does a perfect pull-up actually look like? And how do you build up to it if you've been doing them wrong for years? We'll break that down step by step, starting with the single most important adjustment that instantly changes how your pull-ups feel. And once you nail this, every other piece of the puzzle falls into place. All right, let's talk about the foundation of a flawless pull-up. Remember how I said most people start with their shoulders shrugged up toward their ears? That's the first thing we're going to fix. Before you even bend your elbows, you need to set your shoulders. Think of it as switching the right muscles on before you pull. Here's how. When you're hanging from a bar, instead of letting your body dangle like a loose coat on a hanger, pull your shoulders down and back slightly. Imagine you're trying to tuck your shoulder blades into your back pockets. This subtle move, often called a scapular depression and retraction, changes everything. Suddenly, your lats, the big V-shaped muscles of your back, are primed and ready to take over. Try this as a drill. Hang from a bar and just practice pulling your shoulders down without bending your elbows. That little half-inch movement, that's your lats kicking in. Once you've got that locked in, then, and only then, do you start the actual pull-up. This small adjustment alone makes your representative stronger, safer, and way more effective. Now let's lay in the next piece, your grip A lot of people grip the bar with their thumbs on the same side as their fingers, like a monkey grip. It feels easier, but it's unstable. Instead, wrap your thumbs around the bar, like you're trying to crush it in your hands. This engages your forearms, locks your wrists, and gives your nervous system a signal. We're in control here. Imagine trying to climb a rope with a lazy grip. You'd slide right off. But when you lock in with intent, every pull becomes powerful. From here, think about your core. Remember the skyscraper analogy? Your body needs to be solid from head to toe. The easiest way to get this right is to squeeze your glutes and slightly tuck your pelvis under. It's almost like you're trying to hold a coin between your cheeks. Funny, but effective. Combine that with bracing your abs like you're about to take a punch, and suddenly your legs stop swinging. Your spine stays neutral, and your entire body moves as one tight unit. Okay, now let's walk through the actual motion. Start from a dead hang, arms fully extended, shoulders set down and back, grip locked, core engaged. This is your launch pad. Step 1. Initiate the pull by driving your elbows down toward your ribs, not by curling your arms. Think of your hands as hooks. The real power is coming from pulling your elbows back and down. Picture yourself trying to squeeze an orange between your shoulder blades at the top. That mental cue keeps the tension where it belongs, in your lats and upper back, not just your biceps. Step 2. As you rise, keep your chest tall and your chin slightly tucked. A common mistake is craning the neck forward, desperately trying to get the chin over the bar. But pull-ups aren't about chasing the bar with your chin. They're about moving your chest up toward the bar. Imagine you're trying to touch the bar with the upper part of your chest instead of your face. That subtle shift turns a sloppy rep into a textbook one. Step 3. Control the descent. This is where most people throw away their gains. They drop down like a rock, and all the tension disappears. But the eccentric phase, the lowering part, is where a huge chunk of your strength and muscle growth comes from. So instead of crashing down, think of lowering yourself like you're moving through honey. Smooth, controlled, resisting gravity the whole way. Your muscles will hate you in the moment, but thank you later with growth and resilience. Here's the thing, all of this might feel awkward at first. Engaging your core, setting your shoulders, leading with your chest, it's a lot to think about. But just like learning to drive, once you get the mechanics down, it becomes automatic. And when that happens, pull-ups transform from a struggle to a weapon. Let me give you a quick story to illustrate. I had a client who could do 15 pull-ups, or so he thought. When I asked him to slow down, set his shoulders, and actually pull with his back, he barely managed 5. His ego took a hit, sure, but within 6 weeks, those 5 perfect representatives turned into 12, with visible back development and 0 shoulder pain. Quality over quantity. It always wins. So let me challenge you right now. Forget how many pull-ups you can crank out. Instead, go hang from bar and just practice that first move. Shoulders down and back, core engaged, body solid. Then do a few slow representatives focusing on chest to bar, elbows driving down, and smooth control on the way down. I promise, if you master this foundation, your pull-ups will feel like an entirely different exercise. All right. So now you've got the basics dialed in. Shoulders set, grip locked, core engaged, chest to bar, and smooth control. But here's the reality. Once you get comfortable with clean representatives, progress can start to stall. Maybe you're stuck at 5, 6, or 7 perfect pull-ups and can't seem to break past it. Or maybe you're aiming for that first clean rep, and the bar still feels like it's a mile away. This is where we bring in the intermediate and advanced tweaks that separate casual pull-up dabblers from people who absolutely own the bar. Let's start with the intermediate layer, tension management. Most people think pull-ups are about brute strength, but really, they're about learning how to create and maintain tension throughout your entire body. The tighter you are, the less energy leaks out. Picture holding a leaky bucket. You can pour as much water as you want in, but if it's dripping from holes, you'll never fill it up. Your body works the same way. If your core, glutes, and even legs aren't locked in, you're leaking strength. Here's a drill, the hollow body hold. Lie on the floor, arms overhead, legs extended, and lift both slightly off the ground while keeping your lower back pressed into floor. That position, that's the same full body tension you want to bring to the pull-up bar. Practice it on the ground, then translate it into your pull-up. You'll instantly feel tighter, stronger, and more efficient. Next tweak, think about tempo.